Welcome back. It is me, Audra Carrion. I am your host of this lovely podcast, and I am so excited to be here. You have no idea. This podcast is going to be so much fun. If you can hear the fire trucks in the background right now, this is what it's all about. Fire family and just life. Getting to know fire families, getting to know mental health services, getting to know all of the nonprofits that can help us, anybody. I'm very excited for this season. Let's get started. Today's episode is part heart, part grit, and part creative magic because we're talking about what it's really like to hold down the fort while your partner is fighting fires, quite literally. My guest today is Missie Daigle, a mom of 3, CAL FIRE wife, and a wildly talented artist and a small business owner who's built a thriving, loyal online community by sharing her work and her truth. And we know how important that is. She's the kind of person who shows up with humor, heart, and honesty about the hard stuff. And she's on a mission to make other firewives and moms feel seen. Let's get into it with Missie. Hi, Missie. Thanks for being with me. So
Thanks for
excited to
inviting
have
me.
you.
It's so cool.
Yes, so fun. Okay, I've been following you for a while now. I love your curly hair tutorials, and the ones you do on your kids are so cute. And then obviously I'm obsessed with your art because you are incredibly talented. So
Thank you.
I'm not sure how you're doing it all. Probably like the rest of us, right? We're just winging it. We don't know what we're
Lots
doing.
and lots and lots of coffee.
Amen. Amen. I'm on my 3rd cup today
Oh
of
yeah.
iced coffee. Hot.
Yep.
All right. So you've been with your husband on and off now for a long time. Reed, tell me what has shifted most in your life since becoming a firewife.
Oh man, I would really say everything. Like, there's nothing that hasn't shifted, honestly. I think, I've known him through a lot of stages. We've known each other half of our lives, so 15 years. And, he's always kind of had this draw of helping people. But once he really decided to be in the fire service, it was kind of just like, okay, here we are. And neither of us really know what this looks like, especially with a family. And we just kind of got thrown in and have been winging it ever since. But I'd say like the biggest challenge would be having young kids and like
Yeah.
them like navigating it with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely something they don't talk about, right? You didn't get a manual on that
No.
when you signed up for
Well,
this.
and
Yeah.
I just feel like most departments and just a lot of talking to other firewives, it's just like everyone just kind of expects you to know what to do every single time. And if there's an emergency, or even if you're just having a really horrible day and you need your husband, like no one truly like gets that. So
Yep.
it's hard to navigate.
So was there like a moment when it really hit you that like you were like, oh, this is what I signed up for?
Um, I think it's been more gradual than like one straight moment, but I would say it's just kind of like this like compilation of bigger moments and kind of just being like, okay, like, oh, I have to do this one alone. And oh, this holiday, okay, got it. This is our first Christmas with him at the station, or this is the first birthday he's missing, or whatever. So just kind of navigating that and not always navigating it well, but I think that's actually when we learn more.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So with Cal Fire, he's obviously gone a lot,
Yeah.
and during quote unquote fire season that we know does not exist because it is year round at this point.
Yeah.
How do you guys stay connected when
Mhm.
he's gone a lot?
We unless he's on, on a fire, on a call, even when he is like, I would say summer is definitely harder because those they're big fires, those wildfires that he goes to, and a lot of the time there's no service. A lot of the time there's just, you track the location and sometimes it just stops. But I would say on the regular, we do talk every evening. And it's, based on his schedule of like basically I'm just available and he calls when he can. Sometimes that's a 5-minute conversation, sometimes that's longer, but it is kind of just like a rundown of both of our days so that I can tell him like, oh my gosh, the kids were doing so much today. And that's not me saying like, I need your help or I need you to do something about this. It's really just me like talking to my partner. And I think he does the same for me is like if he's having whatever he is at work, he can talk to me about it, not for me to fix it, but just so I know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah. And do you guys FaceTime with the kids?
Hmm. sometimes he's on a call or doing something like training while we're dead time. But he does his best to be available. And if he can't, he can't. And the kids kind of, we've done it for a while, so they kind of know, okay, well, dad didn't answer, but he would have answered if he could. So he's really built that trust with them of if he can answer, he will. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you wish people or even your partner understood about the role you play in this lifestyle?
That it's not just one role, that
Mhm.
it's like 17 rolls some days. And yes, some days it is just like a couple, but it's so much more than just being a wife or a mom. It's kind of holding it all together, being there for his family because they don't always know what's going on, being there for our friends or going to events or still, living life. So it just, yeah, I think my biggest thing would be like, it's not just this cookie cutter role that we all can just play. It's playing a lot of roles on a daily and figuring out
On
which
the
roles that
daily.
is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So you've got three kids, solo
Mhm.
parenting, shift. How do you keep it together?
If I'm just really honest and authentic, like I definitely don't, I do have this social media presence and I think a lot of people think, oh, she's got it, she's because that's what I show, that's what I want to show, of course. But I think that there are a lot of moments where, and my husband will definitely agree with this, of just like, I just am at my end and we're just gonna watch screens and we're ordering DoorDash for dinner and is what it is. And I think like my biggest thing with that is just giving myself and our kids grace of like we're all going through it together and my husband too of
Yeah.
like, it's hard on him to not be here. But yeah, I would say at my best, I handle it with coffee, and I'm very, very specific on routines and, bedtime, and, like I'm very strict on the routine. So I think that helps a lot. Yeah.
I thrived on routines when the kids were little. I mean, I have teens. Yeah, very different. But I was the same as you. Like, we were going to bed at the same time every day. Like, I
Yeah.
would leave events to go make sure the kids had a nap at the same time every day. I was
100%.
so rigid, but it was the only thing that kept me like breathing because
Yeah.
otherwise I was going to come out of my skin, right? So
Yeah.
I'm definitely team routine over here. Okay. All right. How do you reset when everything feels just like way too much? You already said like you're doing
Oh,
DoorDash, you're doing screen time, but what do you do for you?
yeah. Um, that's a good question. I feel like that definitely probably gets neglected more than anything else. I'm really
Yeah.
good when my husband is home. We're really, really good at like reconnecting and figuring out our routine, and I'm good to reset the kids. But for me, I would say it's always kind of like some sort of self-care thing. And it sounds so dumb of like, I paint my nails, but it really is that like, hey, I'm sitting here and I'm focusing on this one task and I'm putting on things super stupid that my husband would hate. And, eating like a thing of dark chocolate and yeah, that resets things usually.
But exactly, it resets you, it helps you.
Hmm.
So it's not dumb, it's necessary, okay?
Yeah,
Like
very
otherwise,
necessary.
yeah, it can lead to just, oh my gosh, complete chaos. And if
Yeah.
mom is not in the right place mentally, then nothing's going to work in the house. Okay, let's talk about you because you have built a huge following. Like, I was looking yesterday and I was like, whoa, you got a ton of
Yeah.
followers, girl.
It jumps
And it's
sometimes.
like for everything, right? So now you're combining kind of your entire life, which I absolutely love. So you've got your art, you've got like you, and then you've got life as a firewife. So like,
Mhm.
tell me about it, and then tell me kind of when you decided to like mesh your all your worlds together.
Okay, yeah. Um, let's see, where do I start? So I started painting like a long time ago when my first son was born. I could not find any decor that I really liked, and I was also very, very, poor. So I went to Michael's and I grabbed some letters and some paint and just kind of went for it. I posted it on Facebook back then, and people just started wanting them. And so I really didn't. I did it mostly for like friends, family, friends of friends, and family, but Then my daughter was born, and I kind of did the same thing. And then that's right around the time COVID hit, and there's just nothing to do. And so TikTok was, really starting, and I just kind of got lucky, I think, with the timing with all of it. And I just, yeah, started recording me painting, and it just went crazy.
Yeah.
I could not believe how fast the following came, and just, yeah, I don't know. TikTok is a wild thing. But I
TikTok
would
is a wild
say,
thing.
yeah, but I didn't really get that like personal, I don't know what word I'm looking for, like personal feeling from TikTok. It was just kind of like you post and yeah, it can get a lot of likes and views and all that, but nobody really knew me. And so when I had my last son, I kind of shifted to Instagram just because I was getting more moms on there. I was getting more support on there of just like and I had a very low following at that point on Instagram. And but yeah, it just again, I was still really only recording painting and then using stories to do my real life.
Hmm.
Um, because TikTok, it just was like you get some weird people on there, especially when pregnancy is involved. I just kind of stopped all that.
Oh,
But yeah, yes,
gross. Oh, God.
right. So I kind of moved over to Instagram, kind of stopped TikTok, and but I would say that I decided to mesh, fire life, everything, being a mom, the painting, all of it, right around the in January of this year, actually, when the LA fires
Hmm.
happened.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, like I lived in LA for a little bit for college and, I've grown up going there. I know exactly where all those fires were. I have a friend who I went to college with. I'm getting goosebumps. That her family friends' houses were gone and just it just felt very personal, even though I wasn't
Hmm.
there. My husband was there. He was seeing it firsthand. And I mean, we've all, I think, especially Firewise, have heard the stories of those fires and just how devastating they were. And so, just for me, and I think you'll probably remember this, is I started doing that donation thing just in my community and then took the items down there for donation. But it just kind of opened that door of like, my husband has always had this calling to help people, and this felt good helping people, especially being so connected in the fire community and just being a mom. And, my oldest son, especially, was also really into helping people. So it was just kind of like a good thing to do. But
Yeah.
it kind of turned into like, a, this sounds a little superficial, so bear with me. But it was like then I think people saw the following I had already had from the painting, like brands and stuff, and saw the fire thing. And it just kind of, again, I think I really just got lucky and it all just kind of came together. And I ended up being invited to the fire aid concert where they were doing all the benefits and being part of that, which kind of launched me into like the influencer side of things,
Hmm.
which I had
Hmm.
never even tried to do. But it was kind of like I love making content, I love being a mom, I love being a fire wife, and so it just kind of all me and my husband talked about it a lot of like, can it be all of these things? And we just decided, sure, we can. So
And it's beautiful because it just like is so, it seemed like so seamless for you. Like you said, it was
yeah.
it was some kind of divine intervention where it was just like I had already been following you from the art because you were an
Hmm.
amazing artist, and then obviously because Firewives, we have that connection, and just watching you throughout the progress of the fires and Palisades and Altadena, and then just after that, I was like, oh, I love Missy's content. Like, I love all of
Yeah.
it. It's so fun because it's all of you, right? It's not just a piece
Hmm.
of you. It's really you being vulnerable and just showing
Hmm.
everybody your life. And that is something that not a lot of people do. I think, I'm not even going to call you an influencer. I'm going to call you a creator because I think that's what you
I
are.
agree.
But because those influencers are so, to me, they're totally different, right? But it's like
It
you're
does feel a little
creating
different.
yeah, you're creating a life, like your life for
Hmm.
people to basically to see and to feel like vulnerable with. And
Yeah.
especially like, okay, for the curly girls, The curly hair tutorials are so good.
I need to get better at
My-
posting those.
Mine is a frizzy mess today, but
Oh, you
and
look
mine's
great.
not nearly as curly as yours and your kids. But it's like if for those people who you don't see a lot of that on social media, it's
Hmm.
like I I need to learn all of the things from the curly hair girl. Like
Yeah, and I feel like you always see like the same people too, and it's just like, how did you do that? And how did you do that in 30 seconds? I don't know. But
exactly, exactly. It's like I love yours. Yours is very much more like personable to me. I don't know. I feel
no,
like
I really appreciate that. Because
no,
especially like
yeah.
when me and my husband were really kind of talking about going into this like creator side is like it was very, we even talked to the kids about it of like, we need to stay very ourselves. We need to be very authentic. And if somebody doesn't want to make a video of something or not film that day, then like, it's no question, it's no problem. Like, we're just not going to do that. And so we've really kept that for the last 6 months, since we really started. So I'm proud of that. But I'm really glad that it is coming off authentic because that was the
Wait,
worry.
I love that you talked to the kids about this and like
Oh,
had
yeah.
a conversation with them. That is
Yeah.
so cool. That's I
Yeah,
love
I mean,
it. Oh my God.
especially our oldest, who, all these kids, our son doesn't, but they have social media. They see him on my page, and a lot
Mhm.
of his friends follow me. And so I always want to make sure that he feels comfortable with what we're portraying as a family and, yeah, as his mom. And, I definitely
Yeah.
don't ever want him to be in a situation where they're like, "Who did you see this?" So,
Hmm. Oh,
yeah.
kudos to you. That is amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me how you're juggling all of this, like being a creator, still doing your art, all of that, plus
Yeah.
with your husband's line of work. Like, how are you juggling? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I would say when we kind of moved into the creator side, my husband was like, you need to slow down the orders. I was getting just an insane amount before that, and I was really struggling getting them out and getting them out in a way that I felt was still good, because it's all custom work, and so it takes a lot of time. And so I have slowed down the letters. I've kind of stopped promoting them in okay, my shop's open, like go order, or, big drops and everything. So kind of just slowing that down and being able to take the time to film and edit. Editing takes a while, as you know.
Yes.
And I do a lot of it while my kids are in bed, or my youngest is napping. And my husband has even learned to edit, and he has been starting to help edit, so that helps. But yeah, I would just say like it's definitely a lot, but I think we kind of see this vision of where we want to go, and so it's kind of like we're gonna just grind and grind and grind. That's just kind of how me and him have always been, of let's just
Yeah.
throw it all in and
You're
see what
just gonna
happens.
ride the wave, right?
Yeah.
Riding the wave.
Yeah.
Okay. You have amazing boundaries, I can tell already, because
Yeah.
checking in with the kids, making sure they're comfortable,
Yeah.
obviously staying like on a schedule. I love all of that for you. Are there any systems that you think would like help if you put them into place with your family? I mean, you pretty much sound like you're doing it all already.
Yeah, I mean, I would have like a few months ago I would have said like I wish there were more people to like relate to, like friends, like like not just on social media, but like physical ones here.
Yeah.
But I have made such good friends with another mom who has 3 kids, same ages as our kids. So we have been hanging out just consistently, which has been such a blessing because it really, really helps, especially when my husband is gone for so long. Just
Hmm.
having just even that one family support system, because we don't live near our families and our friends are all over the place. So yeah, I would have said that, but now that I've got her, it changed a lot. But I don't know. I think like I just wish that people like talked about it more. So I'm glad that we're doing this. I'm glad that everything that you have done, because it really has helped me along the way. Honestly, like listening to your podcast has helped so much and been like, wow, I was like, you guys get it, but I was overreacting on that one. Like, so
No, you
it's
weren't.
yeah, right, but also I wasn't. So it's such a hard thing, you know.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to my girlfriend about it yesterday, who's also a firewife, and she was like, "You were the first ones to really talk about how hard it is and
Yeah.
like actually peel the onion and reveal all of the layers and all of the
Mhm.
intricacies of being married to a first responder." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Because if somebody had been talking about this to me 15 years ago when my husband started, total
It would
ball,
have been
like
such
complete
a
game
game
changer,
changer.
right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's great that I'm continuing this so that we can
No, I'm
keep the
so glad you
conversation
are.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah. Okay, let's switch to the firewives. We're talking about it already, but if another firewife is listening right now or watching, um, what would you say to her if she was like doubting herself, she was exhausted, lonely? What's your best advice for a firewife who's struggling?
Hmm. But if it was just me and her, I would say, like, it's just a season. Even if there's a million seasons to come, like, right here, right now, you're feeling horrible and you're feeling lonely and you're feeling like you can't do it. There is an end. And even though it might start up again because your husband's going to go back to work or your spouse is going to go back to work, and, there's going to be new problems, it's just this problem will end. And, I have to tell myself that almost daily of like my son is in his terrible twos and it's just like this is gonna end. He's gonna be, like my oldest, the 12-year-old who's so easy now, and it's like we're in the hardest part. And even if the hardest part is still to come, like we're still in the hardest part that you've been in so far. And so just know that that will come to an end at some point.
That is perfect advice. Oh my gosh. Okay, what has this lifestyle taught you about resilience that you maybe wouldn't have learned otherwise?
I think anybody staying at home, like no matter who that is with the kids, is a different breed. Like no matter if it's the dad staying at home, grandma, whoever, it is, like I said, you're playing so many roles. I'm sorry, I forgot your question. I lost my train of thought.
What has the lifestyle taught you about resilience or,
Resilience.
like
Okay.
what that you wouldn't have learned otherwise?
I'm brain fused. And a truck pulls up and the dog is shaking, whatever.
Real life
Yeah,
here, baby.
real life.
Okay.
Here we go. So, yeah, I would say lots of roles to play. For staying home, it can be so, so, so hard. And giving yourself grace and just knowing that nothing can be perfect, no matter what influencer you see online, no matter what your neighbor's doing, no matter the things you see, is everyone is struggling in their own way, especially if you're staying at home with the kids. And even to go further, especially if you have a spouse or a partner or whatever that is leaving you alone all the time for whatever reason that is. Like, it is not easy. Just period.
No, it is not. It is not
Yeah.
easy. But it will get easier
One
over
day,
time.
they
Some
say that
days.
some days.
Not every
You
day,
give
but
me
some
hope
days.
that, the kids getting older, that'll make things easier. So,
It definitely, yes, it definitely lets you breathe a little bit better. And then they start
yeah.
driving and they start doing all these things, and you're like, oh my God, I want you to go back to being a tiny child. But
Right.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, last question. What do you want your kids to know about the life you're building and the woman you are and are becoming?
Oh man.
I know
Okay.
this one's tough.
Yeah. I want to know that them to know that I think just that they are loved, supported, all of that, no matter what they choose to do, no matter who they choose to be. And that, I had my first son very, very young. I was 18. And I mean I think he does know this, but I'm growing up too. And I have made my share of mistakes and, went the wrong direction a couple of times. But I do hope in the end that he and all my kids know that I am doing my best, and will continue to try to do my best for them. Um, and yeah, that everything I do is for them at the end of the day. So,
Amen. Okay.
yeah.
Hopefully they remember that. Okay.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to share that we haven't talked about yet?
a fire wife or even just a stay-at-home mom, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get easier. My dog is throwing up. 1 second. Wake
It's
up.
okay. Mine was over here making a mess too.
Get up. Go do that over there. I'll have my phone clean that up in a minute. Just not on the carpet here.
Real life, okay?
Real life. You gotta just take them as they come.
Oh my gosh.
Where were they? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, final thoughts.
Yep.
Yeah, just that if you're in the thick of it, it's gonna get easier, even if it changes, even if it gets harder in other ways. This particular thing that you're struggling with will get easier. You'll figure it out. Just, I think I would say also really sit down and communicate with your partner and hopefully that they are open to that because once me and my husband really started not just having those surface conversations of this is really hard for me and this is why, but really him understanding why this is hard and getting really deep into, I think all stay-at-home people understand this of like, you are not seeing what I do every single day, but I'm also not seeing what he's dealing with every single day, and really kind of understanding
Mhm.
that part of it because that's important. And especially, I mean, we just had this conversation today. I'm actually having surgery in a couple weeks and I'm going to be out for a little bit, and he's going to see it all. So
Uh-oh.
we're just gonna, yeah.
It's his
So
turn to be the mom, huh?
yeah,
Ooh,
so it's
Dad.
gonna be interesting. So no, I
Dad's
have
gonna
full
have to step
confidence in him, but I do think it will be a wake up call, even though he's the best. So, he really does understand as far as he can. You don't understand until you're doing it.
Totally, totally. And then he's gonna be like, wait, you do this every day? I guess. Remember
Every
I told
day.
you this is yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, good luck with your surgery. I hope it goes
Thank
well.
you. Yeah.
I'll check in with you and just see how it
Yeah.
goes. But thank you so much for letting us just come in and chat with you today about this beautiful, messy firewife life. You have so many layers, and I just think you're just an amazing human. I think all the things that you've been doing since January, it's just like mind blowing. So kudos to you. I
Thank you.
know
I know. I really
it's a lot.
appreciate that. Yeah.
And for anybody who's listening, who is building something beautiful while life feels wildly unpredictable, like wildland firefighters. Okay. Hope you walk away feeling less alone today. You can go follow Missy at Makes by Missy. Check out her incredible art. I swear to God, you will be blown away. All of her firewife content and her really honest take on motherhood, firewife life, all of it. And if you love this episode, you can share it with another mom or a firewife. Thank you